Yo, what up, Facebook? What up, LinkedIn? What up, YouTube? We're live, baby, for another episode of the Black Box Podcast, a podcast where I highlight Sacramento area entrepreneurs, people that are friends of mine, people in their community that are doing really great work. I'm really excited to have another friend of mine on here, Richard Franco, the owner of Pushin Clothing. He's also an employee at one of my favorite grocery stores in Sacramento, my favorite, the Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op. So I'm really excited to talk to him today about some fitness stuff, some entrepreneurship, what it's like owning a clothing brand, and then just what it's like kind of like being a business person and having some entrepreneurship traits and personality with Richard. So what's up, Richard?
What's going on, Dorian? How you doing?
It's a beautiful day, brother. Thank you so much for being on. It's a beautiful Tuesday, brother. Richard, let's talk about your clothing brand, brother. Give us some context a little bit about what you do with Pushin Clothing, what the brand's all about, how you started it a little bit. Just give us a little bit of context, man.
So what Pushin is about, we're just about the community, about giving back.
Love it.
We started just to let people know it's okay to come from the struggle and make it out, because
hey, that's true.
That's
man.
what
That's
it's about, you know?
Yeah, totally. Awesome, brother. Talk a little bit about that, man. In entrepreneurship, you said something really important, the struggle, adversity. Like, tell me about that, man. And when you started Pushing Clothing, talk to us a little bit about that adversity that maybe you faced in entrepreneurship or that you faced in your personal life that like helped create this brand for you.
Just like I said, just watching my dad, honestly, just watching my dad grow up. Me grow up with my dad while he was sick and hustling while he was still sick, going to work every day, driving trucks, no matter what, sick or not, he had to get it just for me and him. So that inspired me to just, start my own brands and want to be my own boss.
I get you, brother. That's awesome. That's amazing. And with Pushing Away Clothing, man, like tell us a little bit about like how you started, like what the process was like in regards to you creating the brand, like the logo, like stuff like that. Tell us a little bit about you, because I know you have another partner, right? His name's Manny.
Yes, sir. We partnered with the start of COVID. That's when we partnered up.
Okay, so you started this during the virus, when it first started, correct?
Yeah, I started in 2015, but then I stopped working out and I got out of shape and I just got out of focus, and and then when COVID happened, I met Manny and I was like, hey, let's bring this back, because he already had the gym background.
Love it.
That's awesome. I was like, let's get this started again, and we brought it back. And basically the original logo was the hand and the weights.
Sure.
Just to stand for unity, we're all for one.
Of course. So you guys started the brand, you had Manny as the primary, someone that's already in the gym. You started this in 2015. Tell us a little bit about the growth, the process of what it's like now in 2022. Like how do you do your sales? Like what's your marketing like? Tell us a little bit about that, because you're very active on Instagram and social media. So talk to us a little bit about that process.
Yeah. So we're basically mostly out the trunk. Everyone we know at the gyms, they support our product just because we're trying to, like I said, it's all about the community. The internet's cool, but I'd rather people all around me wearing it. I mean, I want everyone to wear it, but it's cool to see everyone wearing it at the gym when you go work out. It's pretty cool.
Sick. Of course. And how does that happen? I know for me, when people wear my shirt, I get a little weird. Like I'm like, wow, someone's like wearing my brand, Like for you, what is that process like for you? Do you think about it? Is it like, man, this is pretty sick? Or do you just kind of like, oh, it's just like, tell me about that.
At first I was like, man, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's still pretty awesome how big it's getting in the time the 2 years that we've been going, 2-3 years.
That's it.
But I think I'm getting used to it now. Because like I said, people are supporting us from all over. So, but now it's crazy because people are supporting us from out of state.
Yeah.
Which is even better, So I'm like, dang.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, brother. That's awesome. In regards to social media, as an entrepreneur, right? It's important for you to grow your brand if that's what you want, right? Like having a following and just putting content out that revolves around the brand or whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's clothing, whether it's fitness, whether it's a candle company, whatever it may be, brother. So what are some things that you're doing tactically that could provide value for some other entrepreneurs, other business people? Like, what are you doing in your social media that has helped you? Is it more hashtags? Is it more like by location? Are you DMing people? Like, what's that process like for you?
For me, it's just staying consistent and posting every day, because the day you don't post is the day they'll forget about you.
That's important.
And that's what I've learned in my growth from my business, everything I have done in life. Once you stop, that's it.
Yeah.
You're gone in the internet.
I get you. Yeah, you know, and especially, you know, being in this internet-driven society that we live in, where there's so many people on social media, there's so many people that are trying to sell things. I mean, there's content going on every day. People are posting every day, and sometimes it could be a little bit difficult, right? It being your
Yes.
own brand, if you're posting or you're not posting, like, because you're in competition with all these other people and all these other personal brands. So I think you said something really important, being consistent in your journey. That's really, really, really important and really valuable for other people that are listening. You know, Richard.
And really mean it from your heart. You know, don't just do it for the money. Really mean it
Yeah,
and really care for the product, the item, whatever you're pushing out there.
100%,
That's
brother. That's yeah, I totally agree. I'm gonna give you a little round of applause for that. That's awesome. That's important. You know, doing things from the heart, man, doing it with passion, doing it with something you really enjoy doing, something that you believe in. I think that goes above and beyond from the end consumer side in regards to actually, providing a service or providing a product to someone that you actually believe in. I think that's really, really important in entrepreneurship because there's a lot of easy ways to make money, you know. So like, doing something that you really enjoy doing, something that you're passionate about, something that you find value in, that's really important. You know, Richard, what's it like being a team member at another job at my favorite grocery store, Stack Food Co-op, and then also doing Pushing Weight Clothing? And then, I know you have a family too. What's that? What is that dynamic like? What is that like for you?
You know, sometimes it gets tough, but the best way is you just schedule your days. That way you have
Yeah,
your routine. You know, I
for
have my
sure.
routine. I wake up, I make my breakfast, I make my son's breakfast,
Love
take him
it.
to school, hit the gym, come
Sure.
home, cook my meals,
Yeah.
and go to work.
Yeah, I get you, brother. I get you. And is for entrepreneurs, right? That they have their own business, right? And they're trying to grow it, or they're trying to make more money, or they're like, it sounds like this is something that you really want to make full time and you want to make this your thing. Like what are some things that need to happen for other entrepreneurs or other business people that might be listening or that you can provide value in? Like what are some things that you think that entrepreneurs and business people need to be doing in order for them to get to that full-time role where they're just focusing solely on their brand or solely on their service?
Just never give up and invest your money that you make from your company and put it directly back into it for at least 2 years,
Yeah,
and that
for
way you
sure.
see the growth. I mean, you don't have to put everything back, but put a good
Yeah.
amount back and invest back into it, whatever it is.
Of course, 100%, bro. That's a good value. Richard, in regards to making Pushing Weight and creating Pushing Weight, like what was that like for you financially in regards to what is that like for a clothing company, right? For like you ordering bulk shirts, like just for some value, for some practical, actual, value for someone that's like, oh, maybe I'm interested in starting my own clothing brand or some streetwear, something like that. What is that process like? Tell us a little bit about that. Like, do you order shorts in bulk, like screen printing? Like,
Uh,
what's that like? Do you do it yourself?
so first, I would say, I mean, you don't need a lot to invest. You can come with
Yeah,
like 200-300 bucks, if you're just gonna start like ordering 20 shirts, 12 to 20
sure,
shirts, and
sure,
start there if you need to start small.
for sure.
It's all about you not giving up and your consistency still.
I love it, brother. That's awesome. You know, for the people that buy your merch, that buy your products, Richard, that it sounds like based on our conversations that you and Manny have grown this brand. You guys are doing well. You guys are doing well in sales. Who are the type of people that wear your shirt? Who are the type of people that wear your products? And what is the niche that you target, or do you target, or what's that like?
So right now, like a lot of it's like I would say 18 to even like up to 65. We have our age group that are
That's
wearing
a
our
that's a
Pushing
pretty
Weight
big
brand.
that's a pretty big gap of people.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty
awesome.
big.
Uh-huh. That's awesome. And what do all these people have in common, you think? What is it about their brand or your brand that they gravitate toward? Is it the colors you use? Is it the type of
Just because
language that
what we
you
push, everyone comes from the struggle. So
uh-huh.
uh, anyone that's been through the struggle will understand. And the name also has it can mean anything, whatever you want it
Mhm.
to mean. But the way we see it is we're all pushing burdens on the daily. So that's
Yeah,
pushing weight.
I love it, man. That's awesome. That's really, really cool stuff. And Richard, when it comes to working like also at a grocery store, like tell us a little bit about that process of like, being an entrepreneur. Yeah, you have entrepreneurship tendencies, you have your own brand, but you also have to fulfill your duties as an employee and as a team member at an actual location. What is that like in regards to time commitment, to maybe you want to put more time into pushing weight, or you don't want to work as much as far as working at another location. Tell us about that process. Do you struggle with that? Is that something that comes natural for you? Have you already become accustomed to your routine? Tell me about that.
I become accustomed to my routine, but I'm always open for change, and
Sure.
that's part of life. If you can adapt, you'll end up making it, easier.
I understand, brother. I understand. Because you've been working at the co-op for how long now?
8 years, 9 years
8 years. That's a pretty good amount of time. That's awesome. I mean, I started
since I
shopping
moved to Sac.
since you moved to Sacramento.
Yeah.
I mean, I started shopping at the co-op at the old location in 2016. That's where I found the co-op. So I've been
And I was
shopping
there.
for, yeah, for sure. You, Chad, all them. So I've been working there, or I've been shopping there since 2016, and I still shop there now. And it's amazing, beautiful location. It's my favorites, one of my favorite spots in Sacramento. Richard, for some entrepreneurs, for people that are looking to start their own business, for people that already have their own business, what are some struggles that you faced in your company, in your brand? Tell us about that.
I would say just when you start your stuff and people start noticing you is when people start trying to reach out and trying to take a part of it, So if you're going to choose a business partner or anything, I would try to vibe out with them and make sure they're treat it like a marriage, honestly, because in the end, you guys got to stick together till it's over.
I get you, brother. And what was it about your business partner that you became gravitated towards, that you're like, I want to do business with this person? Like, what was it? Was it he or she? Was it his business acumen? Was it the vision? Was it because you guys align in values? Well, because these are these things that I think people need to talk a little bit more about when it comes to a partnership, or when it comes to actual starting a business. Having a moral compass, having values. All these things are important. So, what was that process like for you and your partner?
For me, we chilled, we hung out, and I just liked his vibe, and
Awesome.
And we're two different people, and we connected like yin
Yeah,
and yang, So we brought two different perspectives, and we made it one.
that's
Or we're
amazing.
making it one. We're molding it every day, and that's what I feel like. You just have to connect or be opposite too,
Sure.
and
Yeah,
be
that's
willing to
incredible.
learn.
Of course, be willing to learn, be willing to grow. I think that's really, really important. What are some, challenges that you faced in regards to, working with your partner or growing, pushing weight? Like what are some things that you guys have faced? Maybe you don't have the growth that you want or have wanted, or maybe you don't have the sales that you wanted. What are some things that maybe other people can take away from, the challenges that you face from a clothing company perspective and from working with a partner?
I would say some of the things we face is just sometimes just like some of the merchandise sits, like the just different color. You have to learn what colors to print on shirts, what
Yeah,
t-shirt colors you need,
for
because black
sure.
will sell more than white.
100%.
So they're just little things, honestly, because every day is like a lesson to us, and we learn from it every day, and we just grow every day. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter about our Instagram followers. We rather have 1,000 real followers that support us than a million followers that don't even look at our page.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts, man. That's really important. You said something also really important, Richard, is the colors of clothing that you purchase, because that's really important, right? For me, I'm a very dark. My favorite color is black. I only wear black and white. So like, I would probably never rock something red or black or blue or white, because that's just me, right? But for other people, and from the business standpoint, it's like, what is the ratio of maybe dark colors or light colors of buying in bulk that you purchase for the brand to get screen printed on? What is that like?
Usually we only get either dark shirts now or like just different colors, random colors, summer colors, Easter colors, whatever it be, because
Yeah,
that stuff always it's weird how it'll sell, but people like matching with their sneakers.
I get
So
you. I get you for sure. Do you think that in regards to your demographic, do you think that more males are attracted to your brand or more females, or do you think it's a good balance? What is that like for you guys?
now it's a good mix, and we're working
Nice.
with a couple groups now, a couple female groups that we want to show it's okay to come up to us, and it's okay to us to work out. We can be friends and keep it business. That's what it is. But we're here about elevating people, so we want everyone to associate with us.
I love it. That's awesome, man. In regards to like growing, pushing weight, like what are some tactics and what are some strategies that you guys use to grow the brand? Do you guys do like influencer marketing? Do you guys send some t-shirts to like people that have big followings? Like what is that process like, as just an example?
Honestly, it's just about we just are about being consistent on Instagram, posting, making sure we're in people's ears,
For sure.
reposting stories, reposting people's progress. You know, that
Love
way
it.
they repost it, and then it falls into the algorithm. You have to trick the algorithm, I guess. Yeah, haven't figured it out yet, but we just keep pushing. You know.
Yeah, I love it, man. That's awesome. In regards to like your strategy or like your marketing tactics, like I know you said like reposting and posting some stories, but what is your thought process like in regards to like how you want to market your brand? Like, is it like photos of somebody wearing your merch? Obviously, that's important. Is it photos of people like in the gym, like during the struggle? Like, what is that like? Like, what kind of videos do you want? Do you like posting on your socials? Like, tell me about that.
So we're just about we post mostly gym stuff, but we post a lot of different stuff. We post motivational quotes just to help people when they wake up in the morning.
For
We
sure.
post people in the gym. We post people outside wearing our shirts that repost it.
That's awesome.
Um, just a little bit of everything. You know, it's kind of a mix. We post people that are supporting us that have their
That's
own
amazing.
brands.
Yeah.
Yeah, just about supporting the community.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's awesome. It sounds like you guys are doing really well in regards to like growing and getting better and just trying to get a lot of people from different age groups, which is really important. And when you're trying to grow a brand, that's really awesome, brother. What are, as we're coming up here on 20 minutes, man, what are some things do you think that entrepreneurs and business people need to know in regards to having their own business or in regards to possibly balancing being a team member at another job and then having a family and then also having their own brand, just based on your perspective and based on your real life experience, Richard, what are some things that you think other entrepreneurs and other business people can take away from in regards to just like what it's like being an entrepreneur, what it's like being a business person? What are some things that you think people can learn from your experience so far?
Um, I would say like just you're gonna get tired, you know, if you're going to your full time job still, and then you still have to come and put your 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever. As long as you put in an hour or two in a day for your own job, for your
For
own
sure.
whatever you want to start, that's what matters. Because small steps all add up, and
100%.
don't ever think you need to do all big steps. You know, you can take it small. You can work your way up. You can be happy about the progress and watch it all. You know.
Yeah, of course. In regards to your process, Richard, like how much time do you think that you devote to growing, pushing weight, or how much time do you think like you spend in regards to you maybe you're posting or maybe you're taking some photos of some shirts or you're on Instagram and looking up the hashtag you guys if you guys have a hashtag like what is that? How much time do you think you actually allocate a day
I would say at
towards your
least
brand?
4 hours a day at the minimum.
That's awesome, man. That's a pretty good amount of time to put a lot of work in,
Yeah.
especially with you being a team member at another location and you having your son and other personal obligations, I'm sure. I mean, that's a pretty good amount of time. That's 4 hours. That's awesome.
Yeah. Go. I imagine I work 8 hours a day. So if I can do that, I have to do for myself, you know, because I want to better myself, you know. I don't
Yeah,
want to be
100%.
stuck where I'm at. I want to
I
keep
get you,
moving
brother.
up.
I get you, man. I get you. In regards to time, man, because like you said, like working 8 hours at a location, getting your own personal fitness in, cooking your meals, taking your son to school, like there's a lot. You're on some adult stuff. You're on some grown man stuff, man. Like what have you learned from that? Like have you learned anything from it? Like have you changed personally? Like has your perspective on life changed? Have your perspective on business changed? And what actually matters? Like tell me about a little bit about that process because you have a lot of things going on and sometimes it can be overwhelming for other people. So for someone that might not have as much of a crazy kind of like day-to-day schedule, like what are some things that you think or like just talk to me about that process because that can be a lot for a lot of people and just give us some insight on what that feels like. How do you feel mentally? Like it can be hard. So talk to us about that.
Main thing is make sure your mental health is always right. You know,
Sure.
because without your mental health, none of the fitness stuff, none of the your family stuff is gonna. Well, your family was always gonna matter, but if that mental ain't right, you're not gonna be able to take care of anyone else. You know, so
Yeah,
that's number one. Second, I mean, the way I do is I just say my prayers right when I wake up. You know, and
that's
hope for
amazing.
the and I wish for the strength to get through the day. You know, and make it happen. And that's when it. That's how I keep my mindset.
I get you, brother. That's awesome. And you touched on something really important, and that's mental health. And mental health has become a really big conversation in the last couple of years and regard, based on what's happened in the world, based on, I mean, there's just a big gap in socioeconomics in the world right now. And what is your thought process behind mental health? Like, I know you said your prayers, you're spiritual, you're religious. Like, tell me, like, what are some other things that you think other entrepreneurs or other business people or just people in general can be doing to take care of themselves?
I would say either you get into yoga, whatever it is, everyone has a different way, you know. Mine is hitting the gym every day, you know, or
Sure.
stretching or doing yoga. I would recommend meditation, yoga,
Uh-huh.
gym, boxing, no
Yeah,
matter what, lifting weights. It doesn't matter what it is, you know, just get that, or therapy, even therapy, if you need to go to therapy, you know, talk to someone, talk to your friend, whatever it
100%.
has to be just to get your mind, you know, work on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible value, brother. And what are some things that you've done tactically to help you with your mental health? You talk to us about that. That way, hopefully people can kind of relate and they can kind of get like a good perspective from someone that's actually done it. Besides working out, have you done any other things?
Well, when my dad passed away, they made me go to family, like a therapy, and it
Sure.
was all right, you know, but I don't know. Therapy's not for me. I'm not a social person. Like, I am a social person, but I don't like telling people my problems because
I get you.
I deal with them, you know, and
For
that's not,
sure.
it might not be an all right thing to do, but I go to the gym and that's when I really, you know, I just let it all out and that's how I do it,
I
you know.
get you. I get you. Are there any other ways, any other things besides the gym that you think help out your mental health? Are there any other things that you've
Just
tried?
people I've met in my life that have
Awesome.
bettered me, you know, whether it
That's
be my
important.
wife who's really helped me mentally get through all this, like, because right now I'm in prep. So I'm doing keto right now. It's day two,
Yeah,
and it's hard, you know.
for sure.
And then my business partner Manny really helped me mentally because he knows how to communicate well and talk
That's
well.
awesome.
So
That's
that's really
important.
bettered me.
Good.
Being a t-ball coach right now is really teaching me patience with kids and at
Nice,
work.
man. That's
So
awesome. That's incredible. I mean, like, it sounds like you have a good working and good personal relationship with your business partner. Shout out to the wifey and then shout out to the T-ball. I mean, I think working with kids can really provide a lot of value for people, especially like you said, teaching you patience and teaching you how to communicate a little bit better with younger people and not people like our age or people older. And that's really important. I think having good social skills, having good people skills, because at the end of the day, business entrepreneurship, it always involves other people, right? It always involves the community, whether it's a service that you're providing, whether it's a product that you're trying to sell. I think having good people skills, it's really, really important. I think it's actually really underrated. So I'm really glad that you have those skills and you're working towards bettering your skills. That's amazing, brother. As we leave here, Richard, what are some of your favorite spots in Sacramento, man? Shout out to some of your favorite local businesses that you love doing. Shout out to the co-op. I go there, basically, every day. So shout out to them. I love the grocery store. I love the people that work there. Shout out to all your colleagues and all your team members, and thank you for always providing me good service, Richard.
yes, sir. It's a rare art nowadays, right?
It's
But
something
shout
that's
out,
really
I
important.
would say shout out. My favorite restaurant when I do get to eat is Maya's.
Mayas, shout out to them.
Yep, Maya's restaurant. Shout out Black Box Mobile. You know, they're
Thank you,
keeping
brother.
keeping people on the go.
Yeah, thank you,
Shout
brother.
out
Appreciate it.
Rick's Magic Bomb. Shout out Pushing Weight.
Yeah,
Just anyone that works with me or knows us, any one of us. Shout out to you. Keep grinding. You know, never give up.
I love it, brother. That's amazing stuff, man. That's really cool. As we leave here, Richard, what are some things what are some pieces of advice, any quotes, anything that has really impacted your life that you think can impact other business people, other entrepreneurs, or other people in the world, people in the Sacramento community? What are some things? Any tips? Any advice? Anything that you think stands out for you that has really helped you along the way?
One book that my business partner told me to read was David Goggins' "Can't Hurt Me."
Yeah,
That
that's a
really
good book.
changed that really changed me, and it really set me on my path. You know.
Uh,
Yeah.
So shout out to David Goggins. Anything else,
Yep.
brother? Any other quotes? Anything else?
Ah, man, just keep learning from your life. Don't ever take a loss. Always learn. You know, always learn from it and always grow from it. Don't ever take that loss because a loss isn't going to do nothing to you but make you upset.
Of course, man. That's incredible value. Again, Richard, Black Box Podcast. Um, Richard, owner of Pushin Weight Clothing. This podcast is about Sacramento area entrepreneurs, people that are doing amazing work in the community, friends of mine and people that I look up to. Richard, where can my community, where can my audience, anybody else that's watching, brother, anybody that wants to know a little bit more about you, give us your socials. Where can they find you? Where can they go to your website? Where can they purchase some clothing, some merch? Where can they support you, man?
So you can find me on Instagram or on YouTube, Fit with Franco, Franco, or you can find us at Pushin_weight clothing. Then that's our Instagram for our clothing line. If you ever want to hit us up and just get a T-shirt or a hat or any merch, thanks for the support.
Yeah, of course, man. Keep doing your thing, man. I love seeing you every day. Love seeing you at the co-op. Thank you so much for the service. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Again, if you guys want to go and support his stuff, look him up on Pushing Weight Clothing. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube, Fit with Franco. Follow him on Instagram. Thank you so much for bringing on the podcast, Richard. I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
You know it. All right, guys.